What's going on YouTube? Marcel Boatwright, North Carolina real estate broker, and in this video I'll be outlining the steps from start to finish on how to list your home and what you should be expecting paperwork wise and process wise when you're going through that. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. So for the purposes of this video, we're going to be listing the home with a realtor. You can always go the for sale by owner route. However, there are plenty of videos out there, and if people actually want to learn and see what I would recommend doing, then of course I can make that video later on. But first you want to find a realtor. You can search on Google to find one, social media, referrals, or just stopping by any local brokerage. This is going to be probably the easiest step, and just finding who you want to help you sell your home. Don't just settle with the first realtor that piques your interest. You can interview multiple, have them come out to the property, see what they believe your house would sell for, what services does their brokerage offer in terms of marketing your property, in terms of how much of a commission split that they will be taking for these services that they provide. Ask them about their experience, how many sales have they had, their professionalism, and just see what they can bring to the table to help you get the best deal possible. Once you found your realtor, you know who you want to sign up with, then the next step would be to sign the listing agreement. In this step, you're going to be signing all the paperwork, the listing agreement with you and the firm that the broker is associated with. You're going to be signing some more paperwork. The mineral oil and gas rights, have any of those rights been severed to your property? The residential property disclosure, that's going to be outlining anything that is wrong with the property. Of course, you can always put no representation, but that's something that you will talk over with your realtor and of course see what they advise. Step number 3 will be getting your home ready for showings / getting it listed on the MLS. So during this step, you're really going to be getting the home show worthy, whether it be taking care of yard work, touching up paint, doing minor repairs to basically get the best bang for your buck for the property. Of course, if a property has carpet torn up right at the entrance, unless it's a seller's market like it's been the past year or two, you're not going to get the best bang for your buck, and you really want to take care of those things prior to getting it listed on the MLS. Depending on the market that we're in, if it's really slow for sellers and favorable for buyers, then you may also want to go ahead and get an inspection done. The seller will pay that, of course. Get the inspection, add that inspection report to the MLS listing, and any realtor that wants to see it, of course, they'll have access to it. That'll put your listing above a lot of others because they'll already know what's wrong with the property, help with negotiations thereafter. Step number 4 for listing your property is actually putting it on the MLS. So during this step, you'll have all of the paperwork already, you'll have the property ready to show, and it'll actually go active on the MLS, various social media sites, and however else the firm that you associated with will be marketing your property. During this time, there will be buyers that come by and want to view the property, so you want to make sure that you allow ample amount of time for them to come and do that. If it is still an occupied property and you're still spending your nights there, then of course you want to allow ample amount of time for the buyers to come by and view the property. Preferably that you the seller, do not be there, because we've had instances where buyers will potentially hound you, they may get scared off, or just get some answers out of you that would only benefit them. Like, let's say you got to move quickly, what your bottom line is, so on and so forth. But basically, you don't want to meet the buyers. You don't want to be there when they're showing the property. Most good things don't come out of it. So just make sure that the property is vacant when they come by and tour it. Step 5 and 6 would really be getting offers on the table, and then of course choosing an offer. Depending on the market that you're in, let's say a couple months ago, you could be expecting anywhere of 20 plus offers on a property, and what would happen is your realtor will receive all of the offers, basically put them all in a table to make it really easily understandable, and then present every single offer to you with the different terms and everything like that. Or after all the terms have been explained, whichever offer you believe will benefit you the most, and then of course you would go ahead and choose that offer. So once you have an offer on hand and you actually accept it, at this point we'll be entering the due diligence period. If there was due diligence money associated with it, the buyers will be sending you a check or wire transfer, whatever was stipulated in the contract, and then they'll also be hiring inspectors, appraisers, and various other people to be coming to the property to see the state of which the property is in before they actually go through with the purchase. Step 8 is signing all of the paperwork that'll come down. from your buyer, from the attorney, that'll help you get to the closing table. After you sign all the paperwork, one of the last steps is the final walkthrough. So the buyer will be scheduling a time before closing, typically 24 hours before closing, for them to come through to make sure that all the inspections have been made and to make sure that the property is in like or a better state as when it was first went under contract. And then lastly, step 9 is the step everyone's been waiting for, closing. During closing, you may not ever actually meet the buyer. In North Carolina, you don't have to all come to the same table, all come to the closing, you, buyer, buyer's agent, lender, so on and so forth. It could just be you sign all of your paperwork and email it via DocuSign, and then the buyer will come in, sign all of their paperwork, and you'll receive your check. But I hope everyone got something out of this video. I understand that there's a lot more that can go into it, but there's just a case-by-case basis. I just wanted to provide an overview as to what to expect for most sellers here in North Carolina. But if you have any questions, please let me know. I'll respond to the best of my knowledge. Shoot me a message, leave a comment below in the video. But till next time, I hope everyone's having a great day. Peace and love, baby.